The Sign of the Times, episode 692, with a very disclosed Demetri. Here we are next to this undisclosed stop sign, an undisclosed stop sign, where there's a wrestling venue behind us. You can tell because of the ring truck, D.
Of course.
Well, you know what we do, we snap. There's Chicken Bob and Chicken Ron. They're getting excited because they get to do some traveling this week.
Most definitely. Busy schedule indeed. Safe
Yeah.
travels, you two.
Yeah, I mean, you know how chickens are with flying. They don't get to do it a ton.
Not naturally.
There's Demon and Bunny coffee, a delicious coffee. It's not what is in this cup, but this cup's not bad. You're probably ready for another one, I would imagine.
Most definitely.
Book I'm going to start reading this week, Bigger, Better, Badder by Keith Elliott Greenberg.
Ooh. Yeah. The cover alone caught me.
Yeah, you know, there's a chance he might be in the same place I am. I could get it signed potentially. That thought just now entered my head. I hadn't thought of it till this very second.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to start reading that. I look forward to that. Book I got for QT out of a little free library. Oh, you can't get to heaven wearing high-heeled shoes because you'll make St. Peter start singing the blues by Caroline Morrison. Have you read this one, D?
Not yet, but it looks like I'm going to have to add that to my list.
I mean,
QT.
we could give it to you if you want to read it first.
Most definitely.
All right,
Right
there we go. And then we just pop one out of a light, like a Las Vegas one for QT. Everyone's happy. Newer CAC program. This one's not as new at all. Not at all, but it's well traveled. Pamphlet for the Sign of the Times. Every show needs a pamphlet. Look at that Point Defiant Zoo.
Yes.
You ever go down there and see the polar bear?
Haven't of recently, but I plan to make a return.
He once had like a garbage can lid. He was flipping it and spinning it like it was a pizza pie.
Remind me of a certain wrestler.
Yeah, good old Luigi. There's the X where people can follow me, but not literally. Not literally. Much like Jason Ayers does. Much like Road Wrestling Attractions does. They both do, but you don't look over there. There's Jason Ayers saying, "Tuck in your shirt, ref." But he would if he saw a ref with an untucked shirt. He would lose his mind, veins would bulge out.
Most definitely watching it.
Yeah. Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, they may be watching right now. Hopefully they subscribe as the Rise. Stomp and Stevie gets the sneezy head. He's like, "Why didn't you, sir, subscribe?" Yeah. Jakari Frost autograph picture. There he is choking JB Moonshine out, saying, "You should have fixed your tire before you got to Chehalis." Autograph picture of the late Kevin Sullivan. Boy, did we make some rides with him in our day.
Yes.
There's a picture of Paul Freakshine and John Lennon before they had the big fallout. Paul and his boys. There's Lance. He's down in Tejas now.
I just noticed that.
And then JB, of course, JB, he's all over the place.
Everywhere.
Except when he gets to Chehalis, his car breaks down. There's Paul and his freak show. Paul and his niece, Casey Carlisle. You know, Paul's nephew, Jason Kincaid, had his final match yesterday. He said he's hanging it up. He retired in the place he started at in West Virginia.
Not a bad way to go then.
It's not. I mean, he'll be back in a month or something probably. You know how it goes. Back when CaseyCarlisle.com was going, you could get a whole wall of belts picture. Look at that.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at that. The old Valkyrie title. I bet Josh James would love to get a copy of that belt. He's a big belt collector. If you're smaller, like if you were Choice Lee Sampson size. QT's personal favorite with the pillow. Another large title belt. If people are old enough, they could have ordered that one. Back when she went to Title Belt University. After graduation. There she is, sultry. Her Ultimo Dragon phase. I wonder if she ever teamed with Ultimo Dragon.
I'm glad to research that.
Yeah, there she was, angry. Other members of Team Badnies, we might be seeing one of them up our way in the next few months, Steve. There won't be a good knee had, but one of them might be up in here. There is an autograph picture of Seymour Snot, proud member of the Gals roster and coffee enthusiast.
That's right.
And a picture of the old Ken Hamlin throwing a rock through the McDonald's. Rest in peace, old Ken Hamlin. He's up there throwing rocks through like the deceased McDonald's of our past. Well, this week, a busy week. I have a list here. Now, Monday, I'm pretty much free. Tuesday, I fly to Las Vegas, and I'm going to go see Rich Little. Have you seen Rich Little lately?
No.
He just made a comeback. He lost his place where he was doing comedy. They tore it down for the baseball stadium. He found a new place in the Horseshoe, and just in the last few weeks, he's back. I got tickets. I got tickets. I'm excited for Rich Little. Who was your favorite Rich Little impersonation?
Can't think of it at the moment. You put me on the spot.
I really did. Was it Carson maybe, or maybe Nixon, maybe Biden?
I'm thinking the Nixon one. I always love when he makes fun of Dirty Dick.
Yeah, that was a classic. Wednesday, I got to go to the Gabe Sapolsky seminar at the FSW Arena, home of the future stars of wrestling.
Hi, Gabe.
And then I'm going to stay there because Boca Raton Championship Wrestling, you know who's going to be there?
Who?
Reese Maddox.
All right.
Yeah, possibly his dad will stop by to watch. Matt Riddell will be there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then later that day on Wednesday, I got to go to Dragon Gate. You know who's going to be at Dragon Gate?
No, I don't.
Also Reese Maddox.
Oh, busy day for him. And
Yeah, he's got 3 shows that day. He's trying to outlast my record of 27 times in 3 days for Coach Mike Jones. Thursday, there is a meeting of the reference group. A bunch of wrestling referees are going to meet at the Flamingo for coffee at Starbucks. So there's going to be like a horde of referees in the Flamingo.
a lot of strikes.
Yeah, and then I got to go see how the Flamingos are doing. You heard what happened to that one Flamingo recently.
Oh.
You didn't?
No.
This Canadian tourist went down and he kidnapped a flamingo. And they had to put up security measures to prevent Canadians from stealing the flamingos out of the flamingo. Because that's frowned upon there.
I would hope so.
It really is. Yeah, he's just like, I'll take this flamingo up to my room. And he grabbed him and just left with the flamingo.
Do what everybody else do and buy a fake one.
Yeah, like the little lawn ornament or something.
With the leg up.
Yeah. And then after that meeting, after I check with the Flamingos, I'm going to go to Devotion Championship Wrestling out of Salt Lake City, which is in Las Vegas. You know who's on that one?
No.
Reese Maddox and Congo Kong.
Oh.
Yes, he will be.
Seen him in a minute.
Yeah, he's going to be there. I'm going to be there. If I need like some stitching done, I know where to go. And then Friday, I'll be at Bet2 all day long. You've got Versus Pro Wrestling, you've got IZW, you got Compton Mania, you got World's Greatest Wrestling. All of them going to be there. You know who's on that?
Reese Maddox?
Yeah, he is.
All right.
And his partner will also be there. He's going to be teaming as part of Youth Gone Wild. And you know they're facing one of the Pacific Northwest guys in there. Zeb Saint's going to be one of the opponents.
Oh, Zeb's going to be there?
Yeah,
too?
he is. He was there last year. I saw him there.
All right.
Yeah. Project West will be there. Yeah. Damian Cole's flying in. He's going to stop by.
Oh.
Last year, Candy Crush was just randomly there. But that's what I got going on. So with free review, there's an undisclosed stop sign. You can't tell where that stop sign is, no matter how hard you look. Right there, no clue where that would be.
Nope.
But Monday, I got pretty much nothing. You got anything going on?
Nah, it's just a regular week for me.
Tuesday, I'm gonna fly out to Las Vegas. I got to get down to Rich Little. Maybe on the way, I'll stop by Codfather's. Have you ever been to Codfather's?
Unfortunately, no.
Do you love fish?
Of course I love fish.
They got the most delicious fish there, and up on the walls, British wrestling photos from British historical wrestlers like Big Daddy and people of that ilk.
So some true fish and chips and some good old wrestling.
Yes, indeed. What a combination. It's very near the FSW Arena. Wednesday, I got to get up early, go over to see that Sapolsky guy for the seminar.
Of course.
Yeah. Then Boca Raton Championship Wrestling. You know who's on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Gate after that. Thursday, I got to go to that meeting and then make sure the flamingos are okay.
Heck yeah.
Why would you take a flamingo out of its zoo and then just take it to your room?
I don't even understand.
And then Devotion Championship Wrestling, they're out of Utah, except for next Thursday when they're in Las Vegas. And you know who's on that?
Oh, most definitely.
Friday, that's when I'll be at Bet 2. You know, we're going to be there sunrise to sunset, D.
All day thing.
All day thing. We got to get there at 7:30 in the morning, set the thing up. The local news is coming out. Then there's matches noon to 8 o'clock. And you know what they're charging people for all that?
What?
Not a single dime. Nothing at all. It's a free show. You can just show up and watch. You can come and go as you see fit, how your schedule allows, watch some wrestling.
Heck yeah.
You know who also was there last year after I told her I was there?
No, who?
The amazing Maria.
No way.
Yes, she was. I heard Sign Guy and I turned around and I said Maria. And it was like a movie as we ran over to embrace slowly. Tears flowing, D.
Yeah. Family reunion.
It really was. It really, really was. What else we got? We got anything else going on?
I guess, it's a super major week for wrestling this week. So,
Yeah, there's like 87 shows in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Like the FSW Arena alone's got like 25 or something ridiculous like that. Joey DeFalco gonna be a rich, rich man after this week. And maybe Keith Elliott Greenberg will be there. He was there last time I was at that arena.
Man.
I just looked over and said, that guy looks like Keith Elliott Greenberg. And you know why it looked like him?
Because it was him?
It was.
Yeah.
I said, you look just like Keith Elliott Greenberg. He's like, I am Keith Elliott Greenberg. But pretty much, I guess, we got to get to that arena before we miss the meeting, which I hope we do. I hate those meetings. Episode 692.